Today we are coming from Juneau, Alaska. We've been here for a couple weeks working on the boat, and Distin and I are doing a little tour of it. And Distin got a haircut. We are in Juneau. We have some projects to get done, so we're going to be on the dock for a few weeks. Eric's working on the skiff right now. So this is our dinghy, and it needed some work on it. So a friend with a boat condo let us use their space for a bit. Another friend let us use their trailer so we could get it out here. We have a new motor. So what have you been doing to the dinghy?
Well, as you mentioned we have motor replaced. Now have a Yamaha 25 instead of a 30-horse Honda that, according to the records, have gotten wet. And rewired it, so we've got power for the bilge pump, navigation lights, VHF, and a plotter.
When are you going to be done?
I'm hopeful by either late this evening, or tomorrow morning.
Okay, then we'll be able to get off the boat?
And we should be able to get off the boat from using a little boat. Yep.
Okay, well thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the best benefits of being on dock, especially like in Juneau, is we get Papa Murphy's pizza. It's been a really long day. I have friends in town, and Eric's been working on the dinghy, and we're just kind of tired. So we get an easy night. Eric's just kind of kicking back, relaxing after working on that skiff all day.
2 days straight we've been working on that skiff.
But tomorrow maybe?
Tomorrow we'll have her very probably ready to go in the water.
Okay. And this is my version of kicking back and relaxing. So this clock came with the boat, and it is the coolest clock. See that little blue thing? It shows that it's Sunday. We're finding that we need that indication of what day it is. Eric is the Papa Murphy's cooker. I can't seem to get it right, but he gets it right every time. Distin's in her spot, making sure that everybody's behaving on the dock. See, just like in a normal home. And the next day, Eric brings a dinghy home. We have a dinghy. This is going to be so much more fun with the dinghy. Unfortunately, the project wasn't done. The battery changed the weight in the boat, so Eric had to pull the dinghy, take it back out to the boat condo, and move the battery. It does? Oh. Will it get fast enough to go fishing? Okay. Now what are you going to do with it? It ended up taking Eric 2 more days of work to make the dinghy perfect. So we were getting some error messages, and we didn't know what all the electronics did. So we got a hold of Brick's Electronics, and he came out at 10 a.m. and he didn't leave till 7. We learned a lot and got a lot of help.
It's completely opposite for that. It's completely opposite for what
One of the red buttons.
this is the way we're set up.
Yeah. Odd thing is we still didn't get it thrown down yet. We're not going to worry about it. So that's what I think that's for. Or for us getting confused on the USB for the extra computer or something. Maybe. So here, yeah, one, whatever. port settings.
Yeah, and how do we get to those?
Thank goodness for these diagrams that came with the boat. They help us solve the mysteries. So I totally love my kitchen. However, felt like it needed a little bit more organization. I had to use it for a while first to make sure I knew how I was going to use it. And then I finally decided I needed to do something. So my Amazon order came in today with my containers, and I'm working on organizing my kitchen. The most unorganized area of my kitchen was my pantry. I saw somebody else's pantry and it looked gorgeous, so I'm trying to do the same to mine. I forgot to take the before picture. Here's my mess of a kitchen now though. I've got all the stuff from the cabinets out. I've washed all the containers. And now I'm gonna get them dry and let them air dry a little just to make sure that they're totally dry. And we'll get them all back in the pantry. Distin's helping too. Right, Distin? I just ordered Distin new doorbells that will chime. I have one for the inside door and one for the outside door to the transom. We're gonna see how they work. She was trained with these bells, but we're having a little problem with them, and also when we are running, they jangle and make noise, and we think that that might be some of the reason that we're having problems with her using them now. So that's why we're going to try the doorbell. I also bought refrigerator containers. I was trying to use the green bags, but I'm not having a lot of success with them. Maybe I'm not paying enough attention. So I'm trying some plastic containers that have air vents both on the bottom and the top, and we'll see if I do better with them. And here is the finished outcome, almost. I figured out that I could put a couple more containers in, and they have been ordered from Amazon, and then I will finish it. Today was a very exciting day. Our dinghy is working and we have a new motor. Eric had another project, so my job was to break in the dinghy. Believe it or not, this was the first time I've ever been in a boat alone. I guess technically Distin was with me. After the first half hour, I was supposed to go faster. I had to call for some clarification on how that should feel, and I ended up with a new pilot. It was good. It was nice to be together and having fun as opposed to just working. Distin definitely prefers the slow boat. However, it didn't last long. It got too windy, and we're not supposed to break in the boat in rough waters. So we had to go home. So today's project, probably next couple days, is Eric's taking these out to a shop where he's going to replace the sound shield or the foam. Distin's not a happy camper. She's going to be left alone on the boat as I help Eric carry these panels up to the truck. We took another little spin in the dinghy when Eric came home that night. This is the cruise ship that had 4 positive cases of COVID and is now isolating. It's raining today. I'm supposed to go break in the tender. Waters are calm, it looks like. I don't really feel like going out there. Look at this view that I have. Hi, Distin. Are you gonna have a lazy day? Lazy day? Well, we didn't take the dinghy out to break in the motor, but we did go take a walk. So the interesting thing about Juneau is it can be rainy downtown, but it can be somewhat nice out in the valley. So Jennifer, Scott, and I decided that we would go for a walk and walk the dogs. That's Mendenhall Glacier in the background, and these are the wetlands by the airport. And here's Scott again.
Hey, back in Juneau.
We have the Havaseas moored at Harris Harbor in Juneau. Okay, come on. This is the beautiful Juneau channel that we come down all the time when we come from the south. Here's a whale that was created using cruise fund money. The cruise ships sued, I believe, saying that it wasn't for the tourists but for the residents. But I sure have seen a lot of tourists down here. There's a sailboat that's about to go under the bridge. There is nothing prettier than a sunny day in Juneau. Okay, this is a walkway that goes just along the waterfront. That doesn't really look like a Juneau boat, so I'm guessing it's coming off of one of the big yachts. I think they did a really nice job with this walkway. They built stairs that go down to the beach. I saw a windsurfer here not too long ago. There's a house that we built. Planned to live there forever, but we didn't. It's a beautiful house, but life changes and you just need to like go with it. There's a pretty boat. Again, here's the Juneau channel. It links the south up to Juneau. Oh, and that's Douglas Island over there. And Douglas Island is connected with the Juneau-Douglas Bridge. That is Mount Juneau. And that is Mount Roberts. Mount Roberts has a tram going from the docks up the mountain, but that's not the only way to get up there. There is a trail that goes up there that takes maybe half an hour. It's pretty steep. Last time I was on it, it had a lot of flies. But once you get up there, I think it's $5 to come down, as opposed to paying the full amount to go up and down. And my friend Eric is somewhere over there working hard in HR. This is the state office building, also known as the SOB. I spent many years working there. Okay, this is the hangar. And that's the Sea Alaska building right there. You see Mount Juneau. And this is Marine Park. And then the docks just keep continuing. So we're gonna walk down there and see what's there today. Yep, I was right. That is a tender to that Nordhavn out there. So instead of the massive cruise ships, this year we have these mega yachts or small cruise ships. I'm not sure which they are. They're much more fun to look at. Though I like waving to the people on the cruise ships. And downtown, all the cruise ship shops are closed. They're the ones with the jewelry. But we still have our local shops, and they're the more interesting ones. Here's Tracy's Crab Shack. This is locally owned and very popular. Down here we have 2 Alaska-owned tourist shops. One is Alaska Shirt Company. It's got all kinds of great tourist stuff. And this one over here is Trove. It is one of my favorite stores, and a lot of Juneau people really like coming down here for gifts. Very interesting, nice type shop. Creative. Yeah, creative. And over there is the Taku Fisheries, where you can buy fish and have it shipped. And all of this is right here by the tram. The tram is what... The tram goes up Mount Roberts. That's what I was talking about earlier. You don't have to take the tram up. You can hike up and then take the tram down. So here is Taku Fisheries. And it actually has real fishermen coming here to unload their fish. They were here first. The cruise ships came second. I believe that cruise ship over there is the one that was in Petersburg, and 4 people tested positive for COVID. So I believe it's empty right now, or at least they are quarantining. The Twisted Fish Company. It is owned by the same people as Hanger on the Wharf, but slightly different menu.
You can come and take a picture.
Check out all the crab. They're unloading more over there too. Oh. I don't know if that's crab or fish that's going up there. Active morning. It's fish. I see a tail. And there's a fish there. I love the docks. And here's how the fish gets off the boat. It goes up that tube, and then through all these tubes, and there. So you can see that that is where Taku Fisheries is. And right next to it is the transient dock. So this dock is right downtown, and we have another Nordhavn in town, the Wind Flight. And we still have Perseverance at the end of the dock, I believe. Awesome city. You should come visit. There's no place like Juneau in the sun. This is Patsy Ann. She used to wait for the boats to come in. And here's the clock on Front Street. The Triangle Club. Down South Franklin Street, there's a couple other stores and restaurants that I love. The Alaska Fudge Company, the Russian Shop, and then, of course, El Sombrero. And this store on the end is quite cool. It's got a place where you can mail things, but it's got little cool little things to buy too. And over here is where they relocated the food trailers. And the Crepe Escape is incredible. The one I really like is the one with smoked salmon. I think it's called the Gastineau. We have Deckhand Dave's Tacos. Looking down South Franklin Street. And here we're looking down Front Street. So someone took the apartments up there and made them into really cool studio, I don't know if they're apartments, but rentals, studio rentals.
I kind of did get that you wanted.
And they turned out really neat. Downtown Juneau. There's the 20th Century movie theater. Here's a look up to the court building. You can see the walkway over to the legislative, to the Capitol building. And here's a favorite shoe store here in Juneau, Shoe Fly. I hear there's one at Grants Pass now too. It's definitely a favorite. It's a little quirky, but the shoes make sense. And it's a lot of fun. Kind of like its owner.
Heritage Coffee House, which has locally roasted coffee.
And Main Street. You see Mount Juneau there in the background. Here's the benefit of mooring your boat downtown. You're about a quarter mile, half a mile from the harbor, and you get Foodland, which is a really good grocery store. It's got fresh produce, pre-made stuff, easy. Has pharmacy in it, little eating area, Heritage Coffee's in there, and you got a liquor store down here. All within walking distance to your boat. And here we are back at the boat again. And there's our little dinghy. I think as soon as I get Jennifer here, we're gonna go take it and break in that motor. You wanna go for a boat ride? Yeah, you wanna go for a boat ride? Yeah? Okay, let's go get ready.
Eric is in the process of replacing the generator enclosure foam panels.
So getting most of the panels done with this project. Don't have enough parts, so I've got to wait. But what I've done is taken the old foam off of these panels, cleaned them up. That was probably 3/4 of the job. Cut out new panels of foam and wrapped the edges with tape, foil tape, and then epoxied these nails on top of there. And then I've just put on this epoxy 1357 3M material, pretty fast setting. That was kind of difficult to deal with, but seems to be working okay. Next steps will be to flip that over and push it down on those nails, and there's some tops and caps that I'll show you after a little bit. But this will clean up the generator enclosure and keep the panels from hanging down on top of the engine, which is not good. And these panels are foil backed versus the old ones that were not, just a foam backed one, so they'll still cleaner as well, including the washers and the caps that go on the nail that's glued onto, epoxied onto the metal top. And here's one of the two panels that I didn't get done because of a lack of parts. So you'll notice that it has the foam backing here versus the foil. This will absorb oil in the generator enclosure, where this won't. This will reflect heat. And it also is not going to hang down onto the generator or onto the motor because of the way it's held pretty securely. So happy with the results, not too happy that I've got 2 more panels to get done. It would have been nice to get the project done all at once, but that's the way it goes.
My high school friend Jennifer, who now lives in South Carolina, came down to the boat and helped me break in the motor. It sure made it a whole lot more fun. FYI, we're up on step, but we did not go full throttle. Here you can see the docks that I was walking on earlier today, but from the water side. Funny how tasks are more fun if you do them with friends. A beautiful day and so much fun. But it's time to get off this dock.
Havaseas you next time.